All right, folks, welcome back in. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and today I'm going to be talking about somebody that I really respect, somebody that I think is one of the best in the business at what he does. If you guys have ever watched WWE, Chris Jericho saying he's the best in the world at what he does, well, I would say Mike Munchak might be the best in the world at what he does when it comes to offensive linemen. Before we dive into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan, and let's get started. So the reason I bring that up, and nice little WWE reference, the reason for that is because Mike Munchak was seen at Rams OTAs. This is somebody who consulted for the Rams last year. He was alongside Ryan Wendell last year in his first year as an offensive line coach. And, you know, the reality of the situation is that he's one of the best in the business, okay? Munchak's had a lot of success. He's an offensive line guru. And I think when you look at somebody like that, he can really help out your team. Now, the Rams didn't just stop, years past going out and getting offensive linemen. They drafted two guys at the end of the draft in Bo Limmer and KT Leviston. So I like that. I also like they went out and got Jonah Jackson. They have Alaric Jackson brought back on a restricted tender. They bring back Kevin Dotson. And then, of course, you have Steve Avila, last year's rookie, and you have Rob Havenstein. There's a lot of talent all over this offensive line. And what I'll say is this. Having somebody like Munchak in that room is a good thing. But is he back permanently? We don't really know. But McVay did say that they would like to retain Munchak in that capacity if possible. So the reality is he's really good at what he does. The Rams have some young offensive linemen. I think that was one of the best looking offensive lines that we've seen in quite some time. And I think a lot of it had to do with, of course, Wendell, but also I think Munchak had something to do with it as well. See, we look too often as just a consultant, when it comes to football. Okay, they're just a consultant, right? Just like not a huge position. But having him in the room in any capacity when he is one of the best minds for offensive line means a lot. Now, I look at this depth chart, and I think this is one of the better depth charts the Rams have had in quite some time. Yes, they lost Coleman Shelton, but they moved Steve Avila to center and to replace him. And then you go out, you get Jonah Jackson, and you bring back Kevin Dotson and Alaric Jackson. This is not only one of the best offensive lines in all of football, but the depth, the potential. Bo Limmer's athleticism at center could play any of the guard spots, in my opinion. KT Leviston has played left tackle. He could play right tackle. He could play any of the guard spots, maybe even center. You look at Rob Havenstein, obviously he's the right tackle, but in a pinch, if he had to, for whatever reason, he could play guard. He could even play left tackle, okay? You have Logan Bruss. Probably doesn't have that guard versatility anymore because it seemed like they moved him permanently to tackle, but there you go. The point I'm making here, and also you can't forget about Warren McClendon Jr., the point I'm making here is that the Rams have a lot of versatility. They have a lot of depth. They have a lot to be excited about. They have a lot of youth. And when you bring in somebody like Munchak and you bring in Wendell and these guys who know what they're doing, it's a really good sign. Normally, when you don't have good offensive line coaching, it's going to affect you regardless, but you're really going to need to stick close to the vest on going after veterans. The Rams have good offensive line coaching. They have teachers. They have developers. So you can go out and spend, a sixth-round pick or a seventh-round pick on a center or guard and feel good about your selection, and not only feel good about your selection, but even feel like maybe one day these guys could turn into starters. Just look at Alaric Jackson, okay? He's become a starter, and he was a UDFA. He was not drafted out of Iowa, even though he was the left tackle, starting at left tackle over Tristan Wirfs, who moved to right tackle. He was not drafted. So that's a big deal for me when I look at that, and I think it matters. So, Munchak, obviously, he's been with the Steelers. He's been with the Titans as a head coach, Steelers offensive line coach. He was also with the Broncos at one point. Big fan of his. I hope he stays. I don't know if he's going to. I know the Rams want him to stay, which, that's smart. You want a guy, breaking news, you want a guy who's really good at his job to come back and, retain his job. That makes sense. But will Munchak continue to stay? It seems like at this point in his career, he's done being an offensive line coach. He's done being a head coach. He's done being any of those things. He really just wants to be a consultant or not a part of the game. And to see him in OTAs already, and we see this all the time, guys will come back, they'll help out. I mean, we've seen it plenty of times. There are guys last year that were supposedly going to be Rams, part of the Rams fellowship program, and they weren't even, they were there one day, like Darren Bates, and then they weren't there the next. So guys come and they go during this time. They're feeling things out. We'll see what ends up happening with Munchak. I still think regardless if Munchak is back, I think we're still going to see development. I think we're still going to see a really good offensive line and guys that take the next strides. But I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I thought, hey, Steve Avila is probably going to be a lot better if he has Mike Munchak and Ryan Wendell coaching him instead of just Ryan Wendell. And it's not against Ryan Wendell, who I think is really good, but having Munchak's expertise in your ear, okay? Having him go through and help coach these guys. And also, you can't forget, Zach Cromer is also a part of that offensive line crew, so he does a good job as well. But the point I'm making here is it never hurts to have another guy in there, especially when he's really good at what he does. So that's all I got for you guys. Okay, next video, we're probably going to do the mailbag. I'll get to it this weekend. So you guys will have the mailbag week 2. We'll do mailbag week 3 and so forth. We're going to keep that up. That is going to be a series. I didn't forget about it. I just decided to give people extra time to put their comments in there. If you want to do that, you want to be a part of it, you want to ask me a comment, you want me to answer on the air and show your comment, then do me a favor right now. First off, like, subscribe if you haven't already, drop a comment on this video, but click on my channel. Go to my channel right now. Go to the community tab section, and you'll see something on the lines of JE mailbag number 2, drop questions below or something. That's where you want to do that. So definitely go ahead and do that. If you have any questions, obviously appropriate, but if you have any questions that you want me to answer whatsoever, drop them in that comment section below. I will see you guys in the next video, and you guys take care. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.